Some of y'all stepmamas were side chicks and you never knew it. That's
Some of
that's
your
just
mamas.
so exactly. Some of y'all mamas were side chicks and you never knew it. Some of your stepmamas were side chicks and you never knew it. If a man can marry a woman they don't love out of duty that they need to perform for the family or the children, then absolutely the woman that they do love can 100% become the main chick. 100%. There is a lot of nuance here because I don't think people really understand the lengths men will go to obey and to do their duty. Sometimes marrying, arranged marriage, remember, happens. Sometimes marrying is out of duty, not out of love. So if he did his duty, he married the woman they wanted him to marry, and he know you the heart wants what the heart wants. Like literally, he could not leave this woman alone. I was completely like floored when I found out that this fool even set up.
Can the side chick become the main?
No.
There you go.
Wait.
No, for sure.
Wait.
For sure.
Why she run away?
Huh?
The side chick can become the main chick, and you're gonna go from the woman he was cheating with to the woman he's cheating on.
And what kind of mess is that?
Oh, you don't agree? Go ahead.
I don't think that's inherently true.
I'm talking about not just with your. I'm talking about with your heart.
Yes,
I say no.
Hold on, Fontaine.
First of all, I want to say I'm not making no excuses. You feel
Right,
me?
that
Like
part.
I'm not making the side chick okay. But sometimes men are in situations that require them to be present. Some men got households that they trying to keep up. Some men got wives that are taking care of their children, and if they leave her, their kids gonna be up, and the side chick the one that they've been in love with for the past 15, 20 years. I know men who've gone through this personally, and when the opportunity came, they moved in with the woman who had their heart. You feel me? When their kids grew up or when the wife was financially able. I'm not saying that is okay, but we got such a stigma about the other woman and how the man value her and how she value herself when you have no idea what the bounds of their relationship are and what they building over there. You feel me?
Oh, say it ain't so. What do you guys? Mark, you got that lean back going on. I'm a little nervous.
I was just watching. It was a long clip. Look, let me just say this. I think back to this compartmentalized conversation. As a man, we got the ability, like, we don't have to emotionally connect with you to have sex with you, but we can emotionally connect with you and connect with another woman too. Like, it's possible. I truly believe it's possible for men to love multiple women. I truly 100% believe that. I think that the scenario he described couldn't possibly happen. I think that could happen. But that goes back to being dishonest though, because if he would have been honest and we moving into a new direction where different things are becoming socially acceptable. So he may have been able to make anything work. That would be my advice. Just tell the truth, bro. Live in your truth, King. Live in your truth.
Can I ask one question to you, Marcus? When you say live in your truth and just be honest, are you supposed to be honest before you act on it, or are you honest after you've acted on it?
Ideally before.
Okay, so I've joked a little bit tonight. I believe it to be a rare situation to where a side becomes a main. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
The reason it's rare is because he already know what she about. She already know what he about. Like, she could be a side now, but could I be her main to some side dude that's coming over on Wednesdays? Because I know her mental state. I know what she's capable of. So in most cases, I don't think that a man going into a relationship after having his previous relationship blow up would go with the side for those reasons. And the truth is, I completely agree with Marcus, actually. You got to be honest. You got to be honest with your intentions right up front. You got to be honest. If you step out, you got to. Most of the time, it's not pre-planned. So most of the time it's going to be after the fact. But what I have found is in my previous relationship, it wasn't the cheating, it was the lying.
Bingo.
It wasn't the cheating at all. It was definitely the lying,
We'll
which
see.
I've had confirmed. But I don't think that men should just be busting down random chicks. I think that when it comes to roles and responsibilities and being responsible and accountable, we have to hold ourselves to a very different standard when it comes to dealing in a relationship. Because by keeping side chicks and doing all this other stuff, we are breaking women. We're doing that. Even if that's not her first experience, all we're doing is confirming her bias and stereotypes against men. So looking at it from that point of view, would I be okay with my daughter accepting this? The answer is absolutely not. Just absolutely not. Now, would I want her to tear up her family because dude is being sideways? No. But I know how this game works. So I will simply say, dudes, once you get married, be honest, be upfront, and try to keep yourself out of situations as best you can to prevent you from having to poke something down or becoming sexually invested in another chick. If you want to be able to bust somebody down sideways, hanging upside down from a ceiling fan, try it with your wife. You got married for a reason. It's really that simple. But back to a previous point, and I'm going to end on this. Back to a previous point, and I think it was Enos that said it. It might have been mistaken. I don't remember. But it was talking about keeping yourself out of situations. This is one thing I'll say about women. If there's a ring on your finger, they know that you have the ability to commit. Women see that ability to commit and say, I want that too. And that's how a lot of those side chick situations actually start. They find the opportunity to touch your shoulder, to rub your back, to say something to you. And we men are idiots and like, hey girl, hey, what's going on? Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll meet you over there for sure. Yeah, let's go have a drink. And that's how it starts. So men, just be mindful of your actions. And I'm gonna end on that.
You guys, let's stay on the question was, do you think that they can move into the marriage role? Because
I answered that first.
Can the side chick become the main chick?
I answered that first.
All right,
and
so
went into my soliloquy.
Yeah, let me just respond to the daughters thing, because we talk about a lot of idealistic stuff, and men and cheating, women and cheating. This is going to go on to the end of time. I'm one of those realist type of people. What I will tell my daughter is that she does not have to accept the deception. That's it. That's the best advice I can give. If a man, especially knowing the nature of men, knowing the nature of high achieving men, don't accept the deception involved with that type of behavior. That is what the women that I know, especially the African women in my family, I'm pretty sure they know who they married to, which is why they hold their husbands to a certain standard dealing with their own children and their own family. But they actually decide to look the other way when it comes to the habits of men. That's what they call it. The habits of men is none of my concern. This family is my concern and his role in it. That's the way they talk. So they won't accept deception. They won't accept another woman calling their phone. They're gonna be like, you see this bullshit here? This is too close. You better take that out there. But you don't have to stand for the deception, but be honest. And this, when women understand a man's nature, for some reason, this whole process it works better. right? Because yes, a man can present that
Because
to
you're
you.
the beneficiary. Like this is what bothers me about these conversations. Y'all want women to accept a man's nature, right?
Yeah.
But y'all are oblivious to a woman's nature because you
I'm
feel
not
like
oblivious to a woman's
Hold on. Trigger Mike, hold on.
it's
What is
because
the
you
woman's
feel like
nature?
you don't have to be, right? And like you said, there's studies showing that women cheat just as much as men, right?
Mhm.
But you want a woman to be understanding of your nature, but obviously it's in her nature too if the stats are showing that both of y'all are
No,
cheating
so
at,
no, well,
at the same rate.
no,
So
so
you can't.
well, this is
I
more
don't
so
agree
what
with
I'm
that.
saying. The consequences for a woman behaving like that are far more dire. You see what I'm saying? So
That's my point.
it's not the same transaction that going on there. And I'm not saying that all men cheat either. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the attitude about cheating and the part about deception, the deceptive part of it is what destroys relationships. But let me speak to the question as Shan.
Wait, real quick, you don't think that cheating itself is deception? If the because you weren't here in the earlier part,
Yeah.
but the lying, I think, is
Lying.
a byproduct, right? The
Yeah, the
lying
lying.
is the byproduct of the deception to begin with, right? Because you know, like once you tell one lie, you got to tell another.
Yep.
So the act itself of if you're married and the agreement is you're supposed to be forsaking all others, the cheating itself is the deception. And then the lying is the byproduct of the original deception.
Well, it said forsaking all others in what capacity? Because men,
Right,
well, hold on, no, listen. Men do not cheat with their hearts. They literally can be like, forget that.
It doesn't say forsake all others with your
This is what I'm
heart.
saying. In that particular sense, saying that a woman cannot mess with your family dynamic, she can't call you, she can never have children from you, and this is your only purpose, that is you, that can be defined as forsaking that woman. And the second she wants more, you say, get the hell out of my face. That could be, if it's, that's like I said, if there's no deception involved, that could be acceptable, right?
No, you know, because aren't you
That's
cheating with
deception
the?
if I'm going into the situation with the expectation that both of us are not going to have anybody else outside of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that's the
That boost mobile.
scenario, if that's
I-
the scenario, then yes, if he does it, deception is involved. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I just want to highlight further my point about how it's different. So earlier in the conversation, the AP gave a description of once you start spending money, then you have then cheated. Like when you, and then Trigger Mike just said, if you didn't give your heart, then you are then cheating. If you listen to how men talk about it, it's completely different than the way y'all grasp and understand it. That's the point I was trying to make, but I know the nuance is never going to get understood.
Yeah.
Unless we can do
So
like
let me this question that Shan asked is so funny because didn't we just watch a ceremony and it was on CNN about the greatest side chick story in history becoming the Queen of England? Like, is this really a question? Is this really a question? But let me dive in further. Hold on. Let me dive in further.
She was a side chick.
Exactly. Some of y'all, hold on, y'all, because this actually speaks to what I'm actually going to say. Some of y'all stepmamas were side chicks and you never knew it. That's
Some of
just
your mamas.
so exactly. Some of y'all mamas were side chicks and you never knew it. Some of your stepmamas were side chicks and you never knew it. If a man can marry a woman they don't love out of duty that they need to perform for the family or the children, then absolutely the woman that they do love can 100% become the main chick. 100%. There is a lot of nuance here because I don't think people really understand the lengths men will go to obey and to do their duty. Sometimes marrying, arranged marriage, remember, happens. Sometimes marrying is out of duty, not out of love. So if he did his duty, he married the woman they wanted him to marry, and the heart wants what the heart wants. Like literally, he could not leave this woman alone. I was completely like floored when I found out that this fool even set up meetings between Diana and Camilla, so Diana could learn how to serve him better because that's the woman who knew how to serve him in all always. I was like, Damn, that was the most playerist move in history, by the way.
He
But
probably had her killed.
I was like, damn, that's crazy. But no, seriously. Again, yes, because damn, what was I trying to say? For me to have an ex-girlfriend that told me I had to deny her myself to say you are mine, and knowing that we were never going to be together because I was engaged, you are mine. I don't care if you're married. We will never stop fucking with each other. That to hear her say that shit out of her mouth, summarizing it, to put it simply, what she was saying is, I will be a side chick for as long as you need me to be, till I tear up this little family of yours so we can get married. Right? So if I still loved her, if I had even an ounce of feeling for her, that would have just been wife number 2 in waiting. Right? And if I decided to indulge myself with that, she'd have just been waiting. And that's how some dudes enter a relationship. They get into a relationship when they're unemotionally unavailable. That woman gets pregnant. They decide to do their duty to that woman. The other one comes back into the picture, was like, nah, I'm not standing for this. And naturally, he divorces the one he's with and gets with that one. It happens every day, and we don't even blink an eye. So that's my answer.
Now, do we believe that he's going to be faithful to that side chick who became the main?
When it's to me, I 100% believe, if you understand, again, the nature of man, if his heart never belonged to the first woman, it can absolutely be concluded that he won't cheat on that other woman. Because the nuance is there are two scenarios here. Is the man a cheater? All men that cheat aren't cheaters. I'm going to write a book. Because if you understand the distinct nature in which men cheat, because what do women ask when they catch a man cheating? What is like one of the first questions they ask? Do you love her? They want to know immediately, do you love her? And most of them, like, some dudes will ball their face up like, no. But if that dude is like, yes, I do love, then you might have one of those scenarios on your hand. I've loved her. I've never stopped loving her. I'm sorry. Do you love me? And he just don't say nothing. Then yeah, absolutely, that can happen.